Alright, so I've unclogged, I've vacuumed, I've cleaned the crap out of this thing. It keeps clogging. We're going to do a nice 15 grams, pretty fine grind because I'm using this in my Europiccola. It's a little 51mm lever machine, which is gave me good results on the monolith the other day. So we're going to throw this in, and I haven't used this Bellows in a while. I've been using my 3D printed kind of third-party one because it works better. So let's see. Okay, so we're supposed to have this stupid thing running. I'm doing this with my left hand. Someone noted they had a spot. It looks like a grease spot, but apparently it's a paint defect. I mean, I never noticed it. I didn't really care. But now I'm noticing it in the video. So, run it. Now I gotta open this hopper thing. It does come out really nice and fast and pretty fluffy. And you gotta close this thing. Oh, look at that, a mess. And not seeing anything come out. Something might have. Oh, should have weighed it first, actually. So, you know what? Let's weigh. Oh, I didn't tear the cup. Whoops. Alright, so what we're gonna do. I'm gonna weigh out this. I did not tear the cup. So, carefully. There's a little retention. Let me just knock that out and get that in so that we're getting everything. So I put in 15. Knock this with my phone. Yeah, there's just crumbs in there. It's not coming out. So we got 14 grams. So yeah, we put in 15.1. There is 1 gram of retention, which is basically would have been, I noticed that when I pumped the bellows. This thing is totally closed. Pump the bellows, not strong enough. If I'm feeling the chute, nothing's coming out. So what happens is air will leak from this side. There we go. It has a better chance. You really, yeah, no. So like you can beat the shit out of this thing while it's running. This bellows is not strong enough. Like the seal is just, it's not going to be strong enough to break the clog. Confirmed even with 15 grams. I got nothing out. Let me get my other bellows. I'll show you how it works. Yeah, forget the other bellows. I don't want to bother with taking that out. My battery's going to die. But I'm just going to start using it without the bellows. Don't think you need it. There's 1 gram of retention. There might only be half a gram of actual exchange. I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna do another test. So yeah, so you don't need this rubber thing. Kind of useless. I don't know if this lid is supposed to be. I saw someone broke there, so I don't know if that's a good idea to like have this on. It doesn't really. It seems like it's loose. It doesn't. I don't know how they managed to break theirs, but this is really thin, as I mentioned in my other video. But it does come with a plastic one. Let me grab that, and that one seems to fit better, I think. So yeah, I might just use it like this, with the chute always open, and then hopefully not too much chaff will end up escaping there and making a mess. That's one thing I didn't like with the Specialita's hopper either. It always, you know, out of this thing, if it was, it would always have some coffee grounds escape. I don't like using this. That thing, kind of annoying. Extra steps. What else? So yeah, I think you do get, without using a bellows, you do get more consistent. You know, you put in, so the problem was I had it cleaned out, so now that 15 grams is turned into 14 grams. If I would have just, if I put in another 15 grams, I'm guessing I'm going to get out 15 grams or close to it. Yeah, it says 13. But, little clumping from the transfer, I think, but yeah, I think it's the grind quality is okay. I mean, it's very different than the DF64s, where it's high clarity and probably a little more consistent in that regard, like more the same grind. This is more kind of like a conical to me, where it has maybe a little more body and it kind of blends the flavors together, but it does it in a pleasing way. I had a really nice chocolatey tasting coffee that I did not like in that. I don't think I liked it in the monolith. I mean, I didn't hate it. It's just I preferred it from this guy. So when I did, you know, testing with the monolith with different DF64s with different burrs, I forget which ones I used, I didn't like the flavor of that coffee that much. Like, it was good, but it came out from this guy more balanced, and I just more chocolatey, kind of like blended flavors. It turned out better with milk. There wasn't any weird aftertaste or anything. With this guy, I think maybe you notice more flaws in the coffee as well. So if your coffee does have a weird aftertaste, you're going to notice it. But you do notice more of like the flavor notes. If it says there's, you know, strawberry, you might get you might notice more of the strawberry flavor, assuming you're brewing it well. Yeah, so they're both very different, and I like having both of them, but it kind of pisses me off that it comes with a blow-up hopper, and then that doesn't even work, and then Eureka's telling me, oh, they never heard of anyone else having this issue. It's just, I'm the weird one. I broke my grinder. It's my problem. No one else has complained about this, but from what I've heard, it seems like other people are having this problem. A lot of people might not even notice it. They just hit the thing and say, oh, no coffee's coming out, 0 retention, so great. But no, it has retention, and a little bit's being exchanged. But, you know, just like with the Specialita, I used it, I had a hopper for the Specialita, and I didn't even use it because, I mean a blower, Bellows. I didn't even use it because it didn't seem to affect anything. The retention was small enough that, and the retention on the Specialita is bigger, more than this. I think it was like 2 grams total, but I measured 0.8 grams of exchange retention. And I've mentioned that in my other videos if you've seen. So yeah, that's this thing. It's all right, but you know, the lid is flimsy. Workflow is, you know, it's not as nice as a Niche Zero to use. It's not as quiet as a Specialita, which kind of bugs me because, like, you know, why not make it at least as quiet as the Specialita? I know it has a more powerful motor or whatever. Also, I did have this thing jam up on me once. The motor just stopped. So I'm gonna try it out without using the Bellows, and hopefully it doesn't jam up and cause the motor to stop again. It just did it when I was seasoning the burrs, so maybe I was putting more coffee. Maybe it overheated, I don't know. But I did notice the coffee grounds come out warmer than on this guy. So maybe it has a safety thing where it prevents it from overheating. I know this will just stop after 60 seconds of grinding. Just, I don't know if that's a feature or safety thing. And they're about the same volume too. So yeah, those are the differences, and what else can I say? Yeah, so in case I was rambling and not clear, I think, like the Specialita, this will probably work better where you put in 15 grams, you get out 15 grams, put in 18 grams, get out 18 grams, without using the Bellows. I think the Bellows introduces a variable of, like, you know, where the air pressure is going, how much air pressure, how many pumps, how hard are your pumps, and sometimes you'll get out, you know, 80%, sometimes you'll get out 50%, but it seems to behave differently. Like, sometimes you'll get out less or more coffee, and that will make more of a difference than, you know, half a gram of stale coffee from yesterday or from earlier especially. So yeah, I don't think you need a Bellows. I think ideally you want something like a Niche Zero or a Lagom P64 or a Monolith where there is no retention and it doesn't need a Bellows, and or even actually the Vario. I had a Vario before and basically 0 retention without needing a Bellows. So that's always a good option. The ceramic burr does cause more fines. It's kind of similar to this and the Specialita, where it's just kind of a, you know, blends the flavors together. It's not ideal for filter coffee because you get more bitterness, more muddiness, or less clarity in filter brews. But for espresso, you can make an enjoyable espresso, especially if you're coming from like a lower end conical burr grinder or something like the Vario. I think the Specialita was a step up, a little cleaner than the Vario with ceramic burrs. The Vario, you can actually put metal steel burrs in, and those I haven't tried, but I hear they're supposed to be very, very nice. So I wish I would have tried that before I resold the Vario, actually. The burrs, the steel burrs are not expensive. Yeah, what else? Yeah, so when I had the Specialita, I used a Bellows, and it just, you know, the de-clumper up there, it didn't hold back. It held back more coffee, but it's easier to break the clump. Like, this blow-up hopper would probably work okay on the Specialita, but on this, it has no chance. Even with my higher power Bellows, it's like, it's hard to pump. Unless mine's just, you know, one of the few or the bunch that are defective, and somehow got clogged up. This guy, pretty easy to pump. Sometimes they have been, like if you're grinding super fine, sometimes the Bellows does similarly get clogged up, but I can always, you know, keep pumping it or go coarser, and then it will unclear the clog. But I think I only had to do that once, and that was basically when I was just starting to use it, and I had it on way too fine of a setting, and then it caused like such a fine powder that it clogged up. But I don't think I did that on this, and right now the grind setting is relatively good, normal espresso size, and only 15 grams. Clogged it up with 1 gram in there. 1 gram of coffee can clog it up so hard that this Bellows is ineffective. So like, why would they ship it with this thing if it's not going to work? Yeah, that's my issue with it. Also, this thing just fell off and stabbed me when it did that. Yeah, I think Eureka's quality has gone downhill. They probably rushed this out a little fast. The base is nice. I wish they would have kept the button. It looks like they did. I wish they would have kept the option for the portafilter fork, which they could have. I guess maybe it's a little low with the base. I don't know. Yeah, they could have put in some kind of modified fork or something. It's just, you know, even with the cup, you can just, it'd be nice to go like this, put the cup in. Oh yeah, the cup has to be like put in at the right angle. It's a little awkward. Niche Zero also had sort of an issue like that. See how it's kind of getting stuck on the thing that doesn't even need to be there. It's meant for hooking your portafilter on with the portafilter forks, which guess what? It doesn't have. So yeah, just that's what they do. They recycle their old designs. It'd be nice to just be able to maybe push have that switch also there, and then you have the option of, you know, how you want to do it. Use the switch on the side. It's like if I had my espresso machine or some other grinder or something else on this side, it's kind of a tight squeeze. I do have a lot of stuff. Actually, I just got rid of one grinder, so I have more space than usual, but lots of junk and accessories taking up space right now. Alright, well, that's my video, so suck it. Alright, so here's my follow-up. I'm going to add 1 more gram, because I wanted 15 grams. I got out 14 grams. So I cleaned the grinder out with all the, so there wasn't a clump or there wasn't a clog. Alright, and we are going to, actually, you know what, I'll just, yeah. Okay. So there was a little bit of crumbs that I got out just by blew the Bellows super hard, nothing came out. I think those crumbs are already there. So zero the scale, we're gonna. So I suspect Yeah, we filled up the crevice. We didn't use the bellows. I mean, we didn't successfully. So I suspect, I can't talk. This is going to be about 1 gram. I put in 1 gram. Oh, look at that. We got a little extra. We got 1.2. So a little bit of that retention that was in there has joined the party. And now we have probably 15.2-ish. I'm not going to be able to weigh it like this, but I'm just going to, oh, I want to spill it. All right. So, yeah, so now what's going to happen, as long as I don't use the bellows, I put in 15 grams, I should get out 15 grams, or, 14.8, 15.2, within, usually, at least if it's similar to Specialita was, it should be relatively consistent, where, 0.2 grams might be off. So not a big deal. But if you're using the bellows, I found this guy does the same thing, the DF64. So it's not perfect either. When you're using the bellows, sometimes you'll get, you put in 18 grams, sometimes you'll get 17.4, sometimes you'll get 17.6, sometimes you'll get 18.2. So like, I don't know where the coffee's going, but yeah, usually it seems like sometimes there's more not coming out when you're using the bellows. My theory, when you don't use the bellows, the coffee's following a similar path. It's only pushing out what it needs to push out, so you get a little less retention than the total retained retention, because it's only going through a certain path. It's pushing its way through, and it's pushing out a little bit of the old coffee, which is probably just 0.5 gram or less, I'm guessing. I'm going to do a grinds test later with the grinder cleaner, and we'll see how it does on espresso super fine setting, because I did it was a little coarse and it did really well actually, so I was surprised, especially with the clog. So yeah, I think my theory is correct, and we're going to test that again, that not using the bellows is better, especially with a grinder like this that gets clogged super easy, and it's going to be impossible to use the bellows anyway. Okay, so despite making a video and letting my grinds come out, sit out for 10 minutes after grinding, turned out pretty good. It was brighter than I thought it would be. Well, I only got 28 grams out, so that makes sense. Still learning about the Europiccola, and yeah, sometimes you get 31 grams out, sometimes you get 28. A couple times I got 25. Not sure how or why. Probably related to the grind size. But it turned out good. Not noticing much flavor notes besides kind of bright and chocolatey. This is with Subtext coffee. I can't remember which one it was. I can't remember what it was called. I have to find my old bag. So it was 15. Now it's 14.9. Apparently it's evaporating. Or the scale's just off by 0.1 of a gram, which happens. So, almost forgot to take off of this, which would be not a good mistake to make. So, we are going to, a little bit of coffee left over from last time, but we're going to tear that. And there should be 15, what did I say, 15 or 14.9. Oh, look, there was an extra bean that I had to nudge. Okay, so lid. I don't think there's much popcorning, so that's good. Also, I guess I don't need to put on the lid because, at least for 15 grams, actually, you can just close the chute, and then you shouldn't get any fragments escaping. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to have it running, wasn't I? So fast. So, no bellows to pump. And how's it look? Oh, let's weigh it too. Oh shit, 14.6. So we are still missing. We're still missing 0.4 of a gram. Which isn't too bad, but I mean, thought it would be more consistent, like I was saying, without using the bellows. Maybe it still needs to fill up, maybe? But, yeah, it's 14.7, so, I don't know, could be my scale's just off by a point of a gram, but we're still missing. I thought it'd be closer to 15. And let's see how it tastes. So I'm also trying to experiment with the VST basket, actually IMS, versus the stock basket. They look pretty much the same. And so far, I actually got better results with the stock basket, which this one is, with the Europiccola. But I've only done one shot on each so far, so a little early to tell. This is the IMS one, which if I can focus it, you'll see. Yeah, kind of hard to see. But yeah, very similar. Also very similar in weight, not much of a difference. So I don't know, maybe precision baskets aren't as necessary as they used to be.